Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
I love pushing hard at the gym, but the soreness after, not so much. I researched about what to look for in a good red light system, so I tried the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan. The full body red light relaxes and refreshes my muscles. It's part of my recovery routine, Max Tan.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Diode Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diode Tech online at diodetech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. This is Choppin' It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, introducing you to some of the best local restaurants across Lincoln. Here's your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd.
What's happening, diggets and diggeteers? Welcome to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the text line at Starter Heyman Jewelers, 402-464-5685. Or stream live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Allo Cable Channel 961. We had a previous guest that was in the house about 2 weeks ago. We're just going to jump right into this. And she is back, and she's going to interview a guest. And I would like to interview her. Her name is Allie Kitchis. Allie, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me today.
For the new listeners that are on, Allie, would you like to just tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So, I'm Allie Kitchis, born and raised in Stinkin', Lincoln. And I have the honors of being on the ticket and sharing my story and basically just being that one person, one story, one message of hope for the addicts and alcoholics who are still suffering in the world. And for me, I grew up in a normal life, living that normal lifestyle, going to college, was in school, had a job. All those normal things you would think an addict wouldn't have. And then I got into addiction, a really bad addiction of fentanyl, and that lasted around 3 to 5 years. Push came to shove. I just kept getting in trouble with the law. And here I am today with a year and 4 months clean.
Good for you.
And and I'm living an amazing life, living with God. And I've had so many opportunities to share my story. And so the reason why I am here today is so that I can bring hope to the world. And I have a friend here with me today to also share that hope with the world.
Well, would you like to introduce your guest?
Yes. So this is a very close friend of mine, Addie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Addie Dinsloggy, formerly known as Addie Duel. I'm from Grand Island. Currently in cardiac arrest, I think, because I'm seriously nervous.
No, you're okay.
I know Allie through the program. Her and I have the same sponsor. So I guess we're sponsor sisters.
Yeah, we're sisters, I guess.
Yeah.
So now I got a question on the program. Now is like for drugs and alcohol, is it the same class or whatever program?
So there are programs just for like for drugs and for alcohol, but anyone can attend either or. So like I am an addict, but I attend the ones for alcoholism just because like that's just where I feel comfortable. So it's just based on where you feel comfortable. It's just any program where you can get sober.
Now is that the one over there on 27th
and
somewhere?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I know it's 27th and somewhere. I say somewhere,
yeah.
but I know it's over there by that.
Yeah.
That carne asada, that Mexican meat market.
Yeah,
So-
literally right over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, so yeah, we have Addie here with us today, and I have shared my story a little bit. So the reason why I want to bring in other people is to share their story, to get it out there, because the way that I got saved was I heard someone else's story and I was like, oh my God, that's literally me. And like, that's me in their body. Like I have done everything they've done, even though they're like 30, 40, 50 years older than me. I'm living their life today. And I feel like, especially people my age, they don't realize like what is going on in their life. You know, they don't realize the addictions that they're in, because when I was in addiction, I didn't even realize I was an addict. Like I was so blindsided by my life and by doing everything and the friends and the sorority and the school and the lifestyle. I was just so blinded by it that I couldn't realize and recognize me myself as an addict in addiction. And so I have a friend here today to maybe share her story and to share some things that are relatable to other people. So maybe they can see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and to find hope that is out there today. So,
And there is, and and it takes that one person that can say just something that'll spark someone else to want to seek help or do what they need to do. Because there was abuse as a child, and I hid that because I thought something was wrong with me.
Right.
When I got into this BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse, and I sat in court and I listened to a little 8-year-old, might have been 8-year-old, tell her story.
Wow.
And I was like, and it took a 8-year-old kid for a grown man to be like, boom.
Yeah.
If she could tell her story, I could damn sure tell mine.
Yeah.
And so that brought it out. So that's what I'm saying. So somebody may not hear you, but whatever she has to say, somebody might be like, boom.
Right.
And then so each one help one. That I strongly believe in that.
Yeah. And that's why like I strive to be that one person, one story message of hope, but I also want to share my friends' stories too, because not everyone is going to relate with my story and not everyone is going to relate with her story or the next person's, but they might catch one of everyone's story that might allow them to be like, wait, I want to live that clean and serene lifestyle.
Right.
So, all right. Well, Addie, so just to start you off, like, do you want to talk about how you were raised or what your home life was like in the past?
Well, I was an only child. I was born and raised in Grand Island, Nebraska.
Okay.
My mom was a school principal of a middle school, of a very diverse middle school in Grand Island. So I went to a private Lutheran school, Trinity Lutheran School, kindergarten through 8th grade. No brothers or sisters. And my dad was a stay-at-home dad.
Okay.
So it was kind of different than, your traditional family.
So you was extra spoiled.
Absolutely.
Being the only child and having dad stay at home, because it's always daddy's little girl, mama's boys.
Yep.
So you had it extra special.
Yes, I did. And they never fought. I never saw a fight between the two. They got along. They never said anything about money.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, is my mom going to say something like, that's my money? Never. We'd go shopping and she'd be like, don't tell your father how much I spent.
Yeah. So we were raised very similar in the way where like our parents, we were almost spoiled in a way. And so in our addiction, when we just kept taking and taking and taking and taking from people, it was like they wouldn't penalize give us a penalty for it, you know, like we
No.
wouldn't, because that was the normal growing up with parents who just provide. They just continue to provide and provide,
Yeah.
and they don't know that sometimes it enables us.
And I had no clue what financial responsibility was until a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm 44,
Mhm.
you know.
I mean, yeah, me too. I'm just a year and a couple months clean, and for the first time, I'm finally paying my own. I'm in my own apartment, paying my own finance, paying my own bills for the first time in my whole life.
And car
Like-
insurance was the big kicker. I was like,
Yeah.
man, you got to be kidding. I got to
Right?
do car insurance too?
Yeah, like, what is this?
That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy because when you come out of addiction, it's almost like life kind of slaps you in the face, because for however long you were in that addiction, you're blindsided by everything else that's going around you. Taxes, payments, bills, what's going on in this society. Like, you literally live under a rock because all you care about in your addiction or alcoholism is, you know, the money, how to use, and the drug or alcohol. And it's just a cycle. And so,
You know, and I'm going to admit, so when we was in church, when we was in class, you was sharing your story, and that's what sparked a light in me. I was like, wait a minute. Because you had said, no, it was when you was on the show with Ricky, when you said that your drug of choice was fentanyl.
Yeah.
I was like, this girl dodged a million bullets, because you hear nothing but bad.
And death.
And that's what I mean. I mean, I've never heard anybody on it and still around. Well, I guess I have, because you hear people overdosing,
very few,
or whatever. But right now, you said that you was doing it for like 5 years.
Yeah. And
like
what's
5
crazy
years.
is I started with just a little bit, and that's how it always starts. You know, addictions, they literally start out of nowhere. You're like, oh, I'm just going to do a little bit once. And then all of a sudden, 5 years later, I'm doing 20 pills a day every day. Every 15 minutes I have to use. And like, it's crazy. And it's crazy because it can be anyone or anything. Like, you look at us two girls, it's like, we wouldn't suspect anything of us, but it's like, you don't know what we've been through. But just because God gives us the glory, and literally God has renewed both of us, we're literally made anew. Like, literally our minds and our bodies, everything is made new because we were saved out of that addiction. But it's wild. And I do believe, like, there are miracles out there, and people who are still alive, to anyone who is still alive in their addiction or alcoholism currently, like, you are a miracle, and you have a reason. Everyone has a reason to live, and you have a purpose, and you have a purpose out there, and God has a purpose for me. And whether that's for me to share my story or get other people's out there, everyone has a reason and a purpose to live. And if you wake up today, God has a reason for you today. And I believe, like, it's crazy because, especially with fentanyl, it's one of those drugs where people overdose very frequently. And so I'd have Narcan on me all the time. And the people that I would use with would overdose all the time. And within those 3 to 5 years, I never once overdosed. Never once. And I'd be using just as much as the people next to me, you know? And I'm tinier too, which is crazy because, like, you'd think it would hurt me more or faster. Never once overdosed. So God is out there. And
that's real.
Yeah. People do watch over you from above. I do believe that. So, well, Addie, I want to ask you, like, how has your faith, in a way, like in sobriety, how has your faith blessed you? And also, how has it challenged you?
I had faith instilled in me since I was little. Like I said, I went to Trinity Lutheran School. So I always knew there was a God. I knew the basics, you know, God, Jesus.
Yeah.
I got baptized, or I was able to do communication.
Oh, first communion?
Communion.
Or communion? Yeah.
God, I'm nervous. I'm so
no,
sorry.
you're okay. You're okay.
Yes, but so yes, I've always had faith. But the God that they taught me was punishing. You know, I never felt like I was good enough. It was like, all have sinned and fallen short, and you know, we justly deserve your present and eternal punishment. And so I never felt good enough.
Yeah.
So that's the way that my faith has cursed me. And throughout my struggles, and now that I'm older, I've been able to finagle my faith into more of a spiritual thing, knowing that there's a power greater than myself.
Understand it in your own understanding.
And I know that, you know, Jesus, God, that's who I believe in. I know that they have my best interest at heart, along with my enemies. We are all God's children, and he loves everybody. So, you know, I was upset with somebody one day, and somebody from the program told me, you know, God loves him too. And I was like, ooh. You know, so as far as my faith goes, it has truly helped me to know that I am here for a reason. Because I too went, you know, I almost died in the hospital. I mean, liver failing type stuff.
Yeah.
And There's got to, I tried suicide, all kinds of. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I've been in over 20 years of addiction with drugs and alcohol.
Mhm.
Pills, alcohol, and I've tried it all. I mean, I've
Yeah.
tried to end my life
Mhm.
in so many ways, and I just keep coming back, and I know there's a reason for it,
Mhm.
and I don't take it for granted. And I appreciate everything, and I see things in a completely different light today.
Mm.
Completely.
And what's wild is like when we are out there in like the wild, almost like, it feels like the wild, and
Yeah.
you're stranded.
Yeah.
It's like you try everything. Like I mean, like for me, and you just said like it felt like you tried everything. Like you try everything to find that joy and that peace and that happiness. You try love, sex, drugs, parties, everything.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, nothing works but God, at least for me.
Yeah.
Like nothing helped me.
The other stuff worked for a little bit. It did, or
Mhm.
else I wouldn't have been hooked on it.
Right, numbed the
know?
pain for a little
Yeah,
bit.
it did
Mhm.
work. However, the repercussions of it, the
Mhm.
consequences of it didn't
Right.
outweigh, or they outweighed the happiness.
Mhm.
And in order to get to this point, you do have to go through a lot. You have to be a fighter.
Yeah.
But knowing that you have somebody on your side that has your best interest at heart, with powers more than you, power
Yeah.
greater than yourself, can help you.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people are upset with God when they get into recovery.
Mhm.
But I feel like in my mind, I understand there's a good and evil.
Yeah.
And God gave us free will, or else we'd be perfect, and why would we need him?
Mhm.
So there's another power working in our lives also
Yeah.
that I feel
It is a
people forget
choice.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a choice at the end of the day, and we don't even notice it's a choice,
Mhm.
especially society. We don't realize, like, are we choosing good or are we choosing bad, and we're just used to that lifestyle. But
Mhm.
are we doing the next right thing? Am I doing the next right thing?
Yeah.
Am I treating this person how I want to be treated? Am I being kind, loving, generous, faithful, all the fruits of the spirit, or am I not, And it's cool because for me, watching you in the program, Addie, I've seen how literally finding God and sobriety has changed you so much. Like
Yeah.
you're glowing and you're joyful and you're peaceful today. You're
Mhm.
not as anxious as you used to. You used to be very anxious and jittery in the beginning.
What?
No. And you're just so peaceful now. And
Yeah.
and it's crazy how God can literally give you that peace in your life that you've always looked for everywhere else, but you found it.
Yeah. And, like I said, I was an only
Mhm.
child, and I struggle with relationships at times. I've never, and my parents kept me kind of sheltered,
Mhm.
didn't want me to go out or do what the other kids did. So it was hard for me to have friends.
Yeah.
And so through a power greater than myself, through God, he's given me a group of people, because
Mhm.
I've been going to AA, NA, in treatment 11 times throughout my
Mhm.
life. I've been doing this since I was 20, 21.
Yeah.
And so he's always given me a group of people to have, that are good
Yeah.
quality friends. I mean, if you look at my Facebook page, I have, I don't know, 500 friends,
Mhm.
and they're all, I guarantee it, some are from high school, but they're all from treatment centers,
Mhm.
meetings, and
Mhm.
people that have stayed in contact with me, and I've stayed in contact with, who truly care. And I
Yeah.
never had that.
And that's
You
what
know?
we need is community.
Absolutely.
We need community.
Absolutely.
Just to keep us grounded and stuff.
Mhm.
I was just at Infuse, which it's practicing for the worship team and all that, on Thursday. And instead of us practicing, we had to sit down and we was just talking.
Mhm.
And we was just talking about community and stuff. And I was letting them know, like, when I first started back in September,
Mhm.
I was in all these classes, and then they kind of went on break for winter and all that.
Mhm.
And I was letting them know, like, I started feeling like down and low because I
Yeah.
didn't have community. But when I had community, I found myself walking with a smile, not being depressed, not being anxious. And then now I'm finding myself getting back into that. But thank
Mhm.
God on February 3rd,
Mhm.
we start that. So I'll
Mhm.
be in my foundations, I'll be in my freedom, I'll be in
Yeah.
Infuse, I'll be at Brotherhood, I'll be at Iron Group, I'll be in Hub.
Mhm.
So literally my whole life is just going to be dedicated to God, and that's
Yeah.
just going to make me better and better.
And
Yeah.
it fills your cup up too.
It
Like
does.
it's almost like as humans, when we're hurting and we're going through things, we want to isolate. We want to be alone. We don't want to be around other people because
Mhm.
we don't want to tell people we're struggling. We don't want other people
Mhm.
to know what's going on. And sometimes our brain literally tricks us into thinking that isolating and being alone is a good thing, but it's not.
It's worse.
That's the enemy. And it's and isolating and being alone, and then you just sit in your thoughts and you have no one to at least bounce a thought off of, like, hey, is this a good idea? Is this a good idea? And yeah, community is definitely a staple of not just sobriety, but anyone's having a good, stable life is having community and having people being there for you.
Well, especially in times like the other day, I was sick. I got sick New Year's Eve with whatever's going around. It is not fun, and I was not equipped for that.
Yeah,
but I missed a couple weeks of meetings.
Yeah,
and I went to Hy-Vee, and I hadn't been to meetings for a while, and I hadn't talked to anybody for a while. And we're at Hy-Vee, and I look at my boyfriend, and I go, I really missed the times we went out to eat and had a drink. And I mean, if you knew a lot of my story, trust me, it almost killed me. And in my mind, it's like it's just a fight. And I'm like, what are you thinking? But the diseased mind is like, I miss when we would go out and have a couple.
You can just do one. You can just do one.
And then he kind of looks at me, and then I played the tape through. I was like, okay, yeah, I never had a couple. It was always give me more. We're going to the store, blah, blah, blah. And then I get into the car, and I'm like, but if I would have never went to AA, I might have been able to drink normal, because they tell me that I can't drink like this, and I need maybe they just brainwashed me into thinking that I can't drink. And then I just had to pump the brakes. I was like, oh, wow.
You're just trying to.
You need to go to a meeting.
Yeah.
Because I had missed a couple weeks. I was sick, and it's so funny how that disease just sneaks in. But what helped me pump the brakes too is knowing I had a group of people that I need to hold myself accountable to. If I just fall off and start drinking again, you're not going to see me. Things are going to, I'll wind up in jail usually. Yeah. And then what am I going to, say to these people? How am I going to? Yeah. So that's what community helps me too, is being held accountable to somebody.
Right.
That's I want to reach over to our producer. Nick, you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, it's pretty deep stuff. Like, I don't know either one of you. Don't know your backstories. Literally met you guys. Walked in 10 minutes ago or whatever. I've been here since 8:00, and I was talking to Chubbs before, and he's like, these are pretty inspirational stuff. Like, if you don't need to know the people to know their stories, and once you kind of know it, it hits you. It hits home, and that's I've never had that troubles, but that's just me. But that's you guys. You guys went through that, and trying to put myself in those shoes, it's like, wow, I don't even know where I'd start. And then you listen, you've heard from different stories and different people, and how your religion has carried you through that. And you've always had that kind of lean on. Like Addie talked about, she grew up at Trinity Lutheran. You always had that. You knew the basics and everything, and you had something to lean on, because without that, who knows? Right. So we only have a couple more minutes. You want to one more wrap up this topic, then we can go to break. So
for sure,
it's perfect. Perfect. You guys are running. You guys are running a ship here. Chubbs are running a ship over here.
Because I am the captain.
So I just want to ask you, like, what is the major difference of your life, like, from addiction? What is the major difference in your life today?
I have peace. I can breathe.
Yeah.
Before I could, they call it sitting in your own skin. I could not do that. Today I can just sit and be okay.
Yeah, that's literally what I said on my first interview. I was like, I can sit here and I don't have to run to the bathroom every 15 minutes to go use. I don't like.
Or your mind is like, how am I going to feel better? How am I going to feel better? Not even high, just how am I going to be able to live with myself for the next 5 minutes? Yeah. I can just do it.
Or like, who do I need to text? How do I need to find next money? Like, how much money do I need to get? How am I going to, and then you calling the plug. Like, it's just that peace. It's almost like a silence in your brain.
Well, and for me, it's just go to the gas station. I mean, I did the drugs also. I mean, I did all that, but that was so I could drink more. But all I had to do was go to the gas station. You know,
that's true.
Put my shoes on.
Right.
It wasn't a big
alcohol's anywhere in a store too.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
All right, folks, you stay tuned. We got to pay some bills, and we'll be back after these messages.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Is your furnace ready for the cold winter? Call the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough heating check, giving you peace of mind, or steps to ensure a warm home throughout the season. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchange checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart's. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Back to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685 or stream live on YouTube, X, Allo Cable Channel 961, and Facebook. We're going to turn the reins back over to Allie and let her interview.
Thank you, Chubbs. So, so we were just kind of going back on basically sobriety and recovery and just living a good life is about not just talking the talk, but also talking the talk and walking the walk, meaning like walk that good life full of hope, full of truth, doing the next right thing so that other people see it. They see that good life that you have and they'll want it. So then they will follow you and follow your lead. And whether you are a believer of Christ or whatever you do, they will then follow you. And I've been noticing that people lately, they see the goodness in my life. And they even see, like, even at work the other day, these ladies were like, Allie, like, I had no idea who these ladies I was serving were, but they're like, hun, there's just something about you. There's like a glow. And I was like, I believe in God. And they were like, that's it. They were like, they can feel like the presence of God off of me without even knowing me. And that is just because I continue to do the next right thing. I continue to surrender my day to a higher power. And I no longer want to be mean and cruel and hurt others. I just want to be gentle and kind and generous. And it's definitely just about living that life of hope, and that other people can see it, they gain the hope, and then they might find their way and be saved. So Addie, back to more of your story. Do you want to share more of like some of the more challenging things that you had to go through, and like more of the harder stuff and how God met you there or how you got through that? Because I know a lot of people, they go through hard times and they're like, kind of like he was saying earlier, like, what do you do? Like when you go through these hard situations in your life, like, what do you do? What do you turn to? How do you go from there? Do you want to share any of that?
I've had a lot of hard stuff.
Yeah.
Like I had my first felony when I was 21, I think, with drugs. And that all started kids. I was only smoking weed and I said the wrong thing to my dealer and he gave me methamphetamine and it was a complete accident. And I was so young and he told me that I needed to use it or else he'd think that I was the cops. So me being young and naive, I used it and that sent me on this whole tailspin of fun. And I had my first felony when I was 21 and that's what introduced me to the program.
Wow.
And I couldn't drink. They took my ID. So I was super bummed about that.
Right.
And I wound up through my addiction. I mean, I'm not going to get into complete detail, but I had three children with three different people. My oldest daughter, my daughter was first and then my son. My son, I'm not going to go into detail, but then, fine. My youngest daughter, I was sober. She was my sober baby. The other two, I was struggling. I was 20 years old and then 22.
Yeah.
Like I got arrested. I got my felony after I had my daughter. So she got taken away and I had to get her back. And all the while I'm pregnant with my son. And so I struggled with them a lot, but my youngest daughter I had in sobriety. Like I went to AA meetings pregnant and after I had her, the AA people would hold her.
Yeah, sober baby.
And my sponsor, it was an abusive relationship and my sponsor encouraged me to get out. And so with her help and God's help, I mean, I seriously found a house by driving around Hastings crying. And I said, please throw me a bone. And I swear to you, this house just showed up for rent. And I called the number and it was my daughter's third grade teacher who was renting the house.
Small world.
Ain't that a trip how stuff like that works?
I'm not even lying. I'm not. That's what I said. Throw me a bone. And It was,
Mhm.
and to this day, my kids say that was their favorite house. Their favorite memories was in Hastings. And anywho, so I got out of that relationship, and he took me for sole custody, and he won.
Mm.
And I was sober. He had a great lawyer.
Mhm.
It took 6 months for me to find out. It wasn't you're in court, and then the court ends, and they give you the decision. I had to wait 6
Mhm.
months,
Wow.
not knowing, and he got sole custody of my youngest daughter.
So it's more so just like the fight of your children. I mean, family is everything.
Yeah, and he was an alcoholic too in
Mm.
recovery, and he's the one that someone told me God loves too, that I had to pray
You're like,
for.
that's good.
Yeah, it was rough, and we didn't share custody. He had sole custody, but that really crushed me.
Mhm.
Why? Why? I'm doing well. I mean, I have 2 other children. Why?
Mhm.
And to this day, I'll never know. But that was really hard, and that kind of took a big piece out of me.
Mhm.
And after that, I did get married,
Mhm.
and I got a great job. I got my bachelor's in behavioral science, and I was working on my master's in social work through UNO. And I had a good job, and I don't know, I decided to have a drink because I thought I was getting better.
Right.
And that sent me into just a tailspin of
Mhm. And it's hard because our brains will trick us into being like, "Oh, you're healed."
Yeah, it was on my wedding
You're-
night. It was
you're
on
a
my
couple
wedding
years
night.
clean. Yeah. Oh,
And
you're fine. You're fine.
my husband at the time knew that had only known me sober, and we had these bottles of champagne. Most of the people there were from the program. So we just had these bottles of champagne for other
Right.
people.
Right.
And he's like, "Why don't you just have it? You can have a sip."
Mhm.
No, I
You're like,
can't.
"You don't know me
I
that-
had the
that
whole
way."
bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to Maui,
Mhm.
and oh man. And then I was drinking.
And then it just took off.
Mhm. And so what I'm getting at with my youngest daughter is eventually my drinking, I wound up getting divorced. I'd like to say that's all his fault, but it was our fault.
Mhm.
I had started drinking our wedding night. And so
Yeah.
it just,
The hard thing is like you do have to, in at least recovery, you realize like what your part was of things because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
always like your fault, them. And when I first got sober, I put all the blame on my abuser, all the blame on the person who I took the charges for.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even deserve to be here. But it's like, hello, I was doing drugs at the end of the day. I
Yeah.
was still doing them. I do deserve to be here. I deserve to be here because that's God's plan for me to get clean. And what's hard and heartbreaking sometimes is a lot of us have a deeper or a lower like rock bottom's basement type of thing. So some of us have to go through a more harmful and hurting thing for us to realize, okay, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like I have hit rock bottom. I am so desperate. I have to change. And everyone's basement looks different for their own. And some people just have to go through more suffering, which is sad, but that's kind of how addiction is. Like you really have to become that utter desperation where you've tried everything else and you are so miserable where you're like, fine, I give up. I have to find a way. I have to find the will away. And yeah, so.
yeah. So, I mean, eventually, I got divorced
Mhm.
and moved in. I don't know, but it boiled down to I haven't seen my daughter for the past 11 years.
Wow, yeah.
My youngest.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so hopefully she's coming to UNL next year.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah.
And we text every once in a while, but yeah, I'd like to say that I'm a victim of that, but that was definitely my choices. And her dad is just trying to protect her.
Right.
And I
But
have to live with
so-
that. And so that fueled my fire
Mhm.
to, I went and lived in Grand Island for a while. And I don't know, I stayed, so I went to a detox there, stayed sober for about a year, couldn't
Mhm.
hold on, couldn't hang on. And he got tired of me.
Mhm.
And one night I drove up, you want to know how I moved to Lincoln?
Mm.
Okay, so one night I had met a guy in rehab
Mhm.
because I'm going through rehab. Every
Mhm.
time, I go to rehab, I think that's going to fix me.
Right.
So I had started drinking right after rehab, but I had
Mhm.
met somebody in rehab who gets a prescription of pills that would
Mhm.
help you quit drinking,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
So I had started drinking. I'm in Grand Island. He's in Lincoln. So I give him a call and I'm like, hey, can you hook me up with some of these pills so I can quit
Mhm.
drinking on my own?
Mhm.
So I came up here to get these pills. I'm drinking.
Mhm.
I'm drinking the whole way up here. And he gave me the pills and I blacked out. I don't know.
Mhm.
And I black out a lot, but I woke up in Aurora, Nebraska in jail.
Mm.
Okay. So obviously I had a DUI
Mhm.
and I went back to rehab. I got a lawyer and the lawyer tells me, did you know you got arrested in Lincoln that night also? And I
Like,
said, what?
I was in Aurora.
I did what? And he said, yeah, they picked you up in Lincoln 4 hours prior to when they picked you up in Aurora. So I got 2 DUIs 4 hours apart in one night. And I did not kill somebody.
So they,
thank God.
So they didn't. So wait a minute.
I was too drugged to go to jail. So they took me to detox.
Right.
Detox released me.
But they make you blow or whatever.
Or they release you to a trusted person.
Yeah. But then that person's got to blow too.
Well, whoever my trusted person was, got me out and took me to my car that wasn't impounded, that the keys must have been in. I mean, I really don't remember. And I kept driving.
Right.
And they got me in Aurora.
That's crazy.
For
And
the
like
second time.
Yeah. And like that is the realness of addiction. And like
yeah.
all the meanwhile, we're like, oh, nothing's wrong with it. And we ain't got no idea what's going on, which is like, it's scary. And in addiction, my mom would always be like, how are you doing this? And what are you doing? And all this stuff. But it's like, we don't understand the pain and what we're doing.
Well, and I was going to get pills to quit drinking. I
So
mean,
you were
I had good intentions,
right?
You know, in my mind.
Yeah,
that's what I
we're
was
so
thinking.
delusional in addiction. It's wild.
And eventually, through the court process, I did ask the judge to put me in jail because I said, you know, I had a lawyer who I wound up homeless in Lincoln, is what I'm getting at. The person I was staying with in Grand Island said, I'm done. My car was wrecked, so I had basically a trash bag of stuff here in Lincoln.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine helped me out, got me a hotel room, and I kind of just couch surfed until I went to jail. But I asked the judge to put me in jail because I had been driving drunk for a very long time.
So flash forward to your life today. Look at all the things, just say a couple of things that you have in your life today that are like, that was your bottom. Now what's your up? What's your
Well,
today?
I drove here.
Woo! So you got your own car, sober driving.
Yes. And my health, you know, once I got to Lincoln, went to jail, got out, started dancing for a while. Mind you, I have a bachelor's degree. Okay. But I started working at the Foxy.
Oh, yeah.
And, and I drank I worked there until COVID, and then my liver went into failure. I got really sick. I got septic, throwing up blood. I got beat up. I mean, it was a really ugly deal.
Really
and
bad.
they had to drain out ascites out of my stomach, is what it's called when your liver. I was trying to explain this to you the other day. And they told me that while I'm in full blown withdrawals, they tell me that they're going to have to keep doing that to me for the rest of my life. I mean, I was as big as a house.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. And they'll have to do that to me for the rest of my life until I get a liver transplant, which she gave me about 5 years.
And this was
2022. Yeah.
Wild. It's
and
wild.
So I did, you know, I got drained. They took 2 liters out of my belly. And the weird part is it looked like beer. It had foam on it.
Yeah.
But it was scary.
And it's wild because her body was like out to here full of like, because it was your intestines, or what was it?
It's like
that stopped working.
Perennial, or your peritoneal gland or something.
Oh yeah,
it fills
so
up with
because the alcohol is like freezes them up, or how did you explain it?
It scars your liver, so it doesn't work right. So your liver's not filtering the toxins.
Ain't that a
correctly.
trip how our bodies
Oh man,
react to it not reacting right?
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
that is so crazy.
It was wild. And when she showed me a picture, I was like, that was you like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and now you would have never recognized either of us.
So now do you got your master's?
No, I do not.
Are you doing something with your bachelor's right now?
No, I am not.
All right, folks. Well, look, we're going to touch back on that when we come back from these messages.
Just got new tires put on my car today. You did? I didn't see you leave the office. I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off when they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Winter is upon us. Is your home prepared? If your furnace isn't keeping up or you've thought about replacing it, John Henry's has a new year, new unit special. When you purchase a select heating and cooling system from John Henry's, we will give you the furnace for free. There are also equipment and LES rebates up to an additional $850. This offer expires February 28th, so don't miss out. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give
John Henry's
a call or text today.
435-5555. Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, on 93.7 The Ticket. Well, folks, this is the end of our show. We are gearing up here. So I just want to give my guests a chance to give out some shout outs. Allie, would you like to give any shout outs?
Yeah, I just honestly today I'm giving God all the glory. So today I'm shouting out God,
Amen.
Jesus, my Savior. I am here today because of him. So I love you, Lord, and thank you for this beautiful day.
And I'd like to thank you guys, my higher power, St. Jude. Thank you. My kids, Kaya, Braden, Lydia, and my boyfriend, Charlie, and his family. Thank you guys for your support. They've supported me a whole lot through this whole thing. And my parents, Dan and Vicky Duell of Grand Island. I love you.
All right, folks. Well, I'd like you guys to make a habit of doing two things. Going out and being good to each other. And if you can't do good to each other, make a habit of doing no harm. And I'd like to invite you to come to my restaurant, Soulful Cocina at 6105 Havelock Avenue on the corner of 61st and Havelock. And remember, here at Soulful Cocina, food so good, everybody feels the soul. You dig?
If you get a picture.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in January. Try their hot chocolate latte, cookie croissants, and special winter flavor hot cocoa cream cheese on any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels & Joe.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best